Welcome back, I'm Retro Bucky, and today we are going to be checking out Psycho Fox on Sega.
Sega! I gave you my heart.
Psycho Fox is one of the most frustrating yet addictive games I've ever played on the Sega Master System. To be fair, the game as a whole isn't frustrating, just mainly the controls. Moving across platforms is like parkouring underwater. You end up just jumping straight up into the air with little to no momentum. Oh god, that's close. God, it's like gritting teeth just trying to get up there. The only way to jump is if you get a running head start, but even that is a toss-up. And most of the platforming is tiny squares. You know, it's complete BS. You constantly feel like you're being held back. The next and less frustrating thing is your attack. I mean, punching works great, and your only other weapon is the bird friend. I mean, you throw him like a boomerang and he practically kills everything he touches. There is a short delay before he comes back, which in some situations will leave you defenseless. But not to mention, he also flies in an arc. So if you don't throw him the minute you see an enemy, you're just going to shoot right over him. Psycho Fox, like with most of Sega's titles, the graphics are amazing, but I believe that's also where their downfall is. They try very hard to create something very visually pleasing, and they don't spend as much time, to me, on the gameplay. And I care more about how the game plays rather than how it looks. And underneath it all, the game, after you get past the graphics, isn't that original. So the point of the game is to complete all the levels in a world. And there's about 2 to 3 levels, give or take, per world. And at the end of each world, you face off with a boss. None of them really that difficult to beat once you figure out what you need to do to defeat them. The bosses in this game kind of reminds me of the bosses you would find in Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday. Throughout the level, you'll find eggs you can crack open to obtain power-ups, money bags, and some 1-ups. And the 1-ups basically look like a weird ghost version of you that runs across the board. The first power-up we're going to look at is the potion. The potion allows you to be invincible for a few seconds, and you'll be able to run and kill anything you touch. But trust me when I say, it's only for a few seconds. Next, you have this weird Blair Witch looking figure. And this thing just kills everything on the screen. And finally, you have the Spirit Stick, will let you switch in between characters. And each character has their own abilities. The first one we're going to look at is the Hippo. He can break through any of the walls to create another path. But he can't jump or run. Considering the game is nothing but a frustrating platformer, the Hippo is basically useless. You better hope you didn't use your last stick transforming into him to break through a wall, because you might as well just hit the reset button. The second one is a tiger with better running skills. And the last one is a monkey with better jumping skills. But each one still with their own frustrations. God, but you know, each ability is useless without the other. Why couldn't they make just one character with all these abilities rolled into one? Each world is different with 2 or 3 paths to take. There's some with objects you can interact with. Like there's one where you can bungee up to a higher platform with this big long stick. While others, they turn into traps. And speaking of traps, holy crap, you gotta see this one. I'm too big to jump through it. I can't walk over it, and if I jump, I just shoot into the air. They released a different version of this game in Brazil. I wonder if that one's as crappy as this one. It's full of different characters, and instead of a bird, he throws around a shoe. And without a doubt, it is way better. You can finally jump without an invisible force pulling you back all the time. Now, this is what I expected the game to be from the get-go. Boy, did we get screwed. And speaking of getting screwed, you're going to love our next episode because it's about a list that we're going to discuss of games with false advertisement just designed and advertised to dig their grubby hands into kids' pockets and stealing their allowance. So if you enjoyed this content and you would like to see more, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you never miss an episode. And until next time, stay home, stay safe, and play games. Catch you later.
I give you my heart.